Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to our latest installment of Through the Bible in 5 Minutes. Today we take a look at the fourth book of the Bible, the book of Numbers. Now that exciting name comes from a repeated numbering of the people that occurs throughout the book of Numbers. Just as the United States government takes a census of its people every 10 years, so God took a census of His people during their first year as a nation. Now, despite all the mundane census data in the book of Numbers, there are some very exciting stories. In the interest of time, I'm just going to highlight 7 shocking stories found in the book of Numbers, hoping by that to whet your appetite to go explore this most exciting book for yourself. So let's go through them one at a time. Number 1, talking donkey. That's right. The book of Numbers tells the story of Balaam, a prophet who was hired by an enemy king to place a curse upon the Israelites. His donkey actually stopped him, thereby saving Balaam's life. Number 2, interracial marriage. Presumably after the death of Moses' first wife, Zipporah, Moses took a second wife from Ethiopia, a black woman. Moses' sister and brother were very upset about it. But God shut them down very dramatically and affirmed Moses' choice of a wife. Number 3, the first hippies. There were people in Israel who, like the priests, wanted to take special vows of dedication to God, but they were just ordinary people. They weren't from the tribe of Levi. So Numbers contains provisions for ordinary people who wanted to take vows of dedication to God for a specified period of time. They were called Nazirite vows. And during the period of a Nazirite vow, people were forbidden from taking alcoholic beverages, from having any contact with the dead, and from cutting their hair. Once the time of their vows was over, they would then cut their hair off and offer it in fire as a gift to God. Number 4, a bronze snake. There's a constant theme throughout Numbers, and it is the complaining of the people. They complained about God, they complained about Moses, about food, about water, about which one of them was the most spiritual. At one point, God got so tired of it that He actually sent venomous snakes among the people to kill some of them. Well, Moses, as he always did, intervened on their behalf. And God told Moses to take a bronze snake, a figurine, put it on the top of a pole in the middle of the camp. And He said that whenever anyone who was bitten by one of these venomous snakes looked at the bronze snake, they would be saved. Interestingly, Jesus refers to this incident in the New Testament. He said it was a prophetic picture of what He would someday do on a cross, on a wooden pole, so that when people looked to Him, they also would be saved. Number 5, giants in the land. Before they entered the promised land, Moses picked 12 spies, one from each tribe, to go in and check out the land. They came back reporting that the Nephilim were there. The giants were there in the land. These were no doubt the ancestors of the most famous giant of all, the giant Goliath. Number 6, women's rights. It was the custom in Israel and throughout the ancient Near East for land to be passed down from father to son. But while they were still in the wilderness, the daughters of Zelophehad went to Moses and said, "Our father, while he was living, had no sons. We have no brothers, and it would be a shame once we enter the promised land for our family to have no inheritance of land." Moses took the problem to God, and God instructed him to give what would have been the father's allotment of land to the daughters. There's an interesting parallel in the book of Job where it says that Job's daughters, although they had brothers, received an equal inheritance along with them. Now finally, number 7, finishing strong. Throughout the book of Numbers, Moses is described as a gifted, godly, and humble leader. But on one occasion, he became so exasperated with the Israelites that he displayed that anger in front of them, thereby dishonoring God. In consequence, God said that Moses would not be allowed to enter the promised land along with the Israelites. He was able to see it from a distance, but was not allowed to enter it by himself. It's an important reminder to all of us that regardless of what we've done in the past, we must be very careful to remain faithful to the end. Well, in addition to these shocking stories found in the book of Numbers, there's also one of the most beautiful blessings found anywhere in the scriptures. It was written by God himself, and God said that when the priest spoke these words over the people, he would literally put his name on them, claiming them as his own. Well, if that sounds like something you're interested in, then I would ask you just to open your heart and receive these words from God himself. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Blessings.